it's Leanne and welcome to a very odd currently reading. For a start, we're filming in my living room. What you see behind me is my literary fiction shelves covered in cards because yesterday was our 3rd wedding anniversary, and it is also the reason that I'm filming down here because today, the day after our wedding anniversary, because you know, work and stuff, we decided to celebrate by going to Deep Sea World and playing with all the little fishies. And because I love you all, here are some pretty fishies. And when I came back, I thought, screw it, I'm already all made up. So while I defrost from being outside in like minus temperatures in the rain watching seals being fed, I thought we could chat about the carnage that is before me, the carnage that has been my January TBR. So my plan for my January TBR was just that I was going to be really chill. After the horror show, which was our Christmas, we had in-laws up, it was all a bit disastrous. We're not going to talk about it, we're just going to move on. After all of that, I thought I didn't have much time for reading or relaxing or doing any of the fun stuff that I usually do during Christmas time. So I would just let myself be led by mood in January. I would just pick up whatever the hell I wanted to. And for the most part, that really worked at the beginning. Granted, I had to carry over a Christmas book, which annoyed me a little bit, but it was a Christmas book that was, you know, the first book that I'd read in the year, because I'm one of these people who believes in like fresh year, fresh start, new books, blah, 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 blah. So I finished reading aloud An Almost Perfect Christmas, I couldn't remember the name of that, An Almost Perfect Christmas by Nina Stibbe, which is a collection of memories, essays, lists, advice for Christmas, plus a few kind of subpar short stories, and it was really good. I always prefer Nina Stibbe when she does memoir stuff. So it was a little mixed, but it was good. Again, I wish I hadn't made a Christmas book, but you can't have everything, right? Right. And then I picked up Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, and we're going to talk about that at another point when I do my review, because I'm reviewing every book that I read this year. Remember, that means you're going to have to hear about a Christmas book. Oh lordy. Shot myself in the foot with that one. But Celeste Ng, this book, new favourite. Oh. And then finally, I picked up Alias Grace, and I buddy read that with the fabulous Kirsty from The Tea Is Also Cursed. I will link her blog in the description. Go look at it, you will love it. And it was a complicated read for us. It was a complicated read, and we'll talk about it later in the review. So the first book that I'm actually reading, like genuinely actually I can say I am actively reading this book, is The Good People by Hannah Kent, and I am buddy reading this with the simply scintillating Acacia from Acacia Ives, and I will pop her channel up here and also down below for you to go and check out. She's wonderful and deserves far more subscribers than she has. So, The Good People is set in one of my least favourite literary settings in the entire world, and that is Ireland, specifically historical Ireland. For some reason, I have reached, or at least when I hit my teens anyway, I reached oversaturation point with bleak Irish literature, and I just can't do it anymore, guys. I can't do it anymore. So when I picked this one up, I was a little bit trepidatious because I was like, I don't know if the setting's going to ruin it for me, and fair dues, the setting's not my favourite. And some of the things that are in here are not my favourite. But it is written by Hannah Kent, and that means that the stuff that's not about Ireland, the stuff that's just about the characters, has the emotional impact of a boulder to the back of the head, and it's killing me. And I've only, like, I'm not very far in yet. I'm behind already because of anniversary and stuff. Another one that I can say that I am genuinely actively reading, it's still really cold, more tea, is this month's read aloud pick for myself and my lovely wife Helen, and it is Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Guys, I don't know why I haven't picked this book up before, and I seem to have hit this weird running stride of putting off really hyped books for a really long time and then picking them up literally just before there's a movie announcement or a TV show announcement, and that's most definitely what has happened with this one. So I've started this. We're not that far in because our read aloud books, we go a lot slower, which is why we generally, why can't I distinguish between generally and genuinely? This has been like going on for days. That is why we generally only get through one read aloud book in a month, because, you know, there's work and watching TV together. Then there's all the other stuff. So I perpetually feel like I'm reading Everyday Sexism by Laura Bates, and I feel really awful about it, because the reason that I feel like I'm perpetually reading it and I never ever finish it is not because it is a bad book. It's a phenomenal book, and I want to buy it and literally give it to every young human in my life and be like, read this and then learn to do the exact opposite of every example in it. But unfortunately, that's the problem. This book makes me so incredibly furious that I just can't make myself pick it up, and I can't DNF it because I want to read it because it's really important, but it's making me furious. So I have vowed to myself that I will not carry this book on into February. I am about halfway through. I have said it on camera now, guys. Hold me accountable. I will not be reading this in February because I will have finished it in January. Which brings me to the fact that I'm reading this one. This is, of course, the very first book in Terry Pratchett's Discworld. This is The Colour of Magic. It's stuck in the car right now and it's raining, so I'm not going out to get it for this video. It is fabulous. Now, my Pratchett reread is part of a project that Kirsty and I are working on quietly in the background, and we will announce to you soon. Surprise stuff you didn't know. But I really needed something to cheer me up that I knew would be a reliable read, and I couldn't hold my water, so there's a good Scottish phrase for you. I couldn't hold my water. It means exactly what you think it means. It means I couldn't wait any longer. And I decided to pick it up. It's the first book that Rincewind and the Luggage are introduced in. It's the first book. It's just the first book. It's everything. It's everything. And I'm so glad that I'm reading it. But when Kirsty and I start our reread project thing, I will probably read it again. So I'm probably going to read it twice this year, and I don't feel bad about it. I guess from all of this we can see that I'm maybe in a little bit of a January reading slump, which is kind of sad because I had great plans for the start of this year and I have so many little projects that I want to keep going with. So, but the good news is that after this video, I will be filming my TBR for the 24 and 48 readathon, which is coming up at the end of this week. I will put links in the description below if you want to join in, but essentially the idea is to read it for 24 hours over 48 hours, spread out however you would like to do it, and time yourself while you're doing it, and there's loads of prizes and stuff you can win for joining in. So it's well worth having a look and seeing if that one will work for you. So guys, tell me how your January reading is going specifically. What are you reading right now, and is it something that I would like? Tell me about it, because I might end up picking it up if it's on my shelves. And tell me, have any of the rest of you fallen into a weird January slump? Is it just me? Is it just that January is such a shit month? Such a shit month. And I will speak to you all soon.